Millionaire publicly insults his wife for gaining weight, but her revenge, 1 year later, changed his life. Nathan Cole was a man who believed he had everything. His family's old money, combined with his ruthless business acumen, turned him into a rising star in New York's elite social scene. For Nathan, image was everything. He wore custom-tailored suits, lived in a modern penthouse overlooking Central Park, and was engaged in high-stakes business deals daily. On the outside, he appeared charming and irresistible. On the inside, he craved constant admiration, especially from his wife, Adele. Adele was a talented interior designer who once brimmed with creativity. She and Nathan had been married for 3 years. Though she'd never been obsessed with superficial appearances, her style and warmth had always shone through. But shortly after her mother passed away, Adele went through a rough emotional patch, found herself stress-eating, and gradually gained weight. She was still the gentle, empathetic soul Nathan had fallen in love with. But her once svelte figure changed. Nathan noticed. Actually, he more than noticed. He became obsessed. Suddenly, all he could see was the weight Adele had put on. It happened slowly at first. A disapproving look here, a snide remark there. Adele's eyes would show a flicker of hurt whenever he teased her. But as time went on, Nathan's remarks escalated. The breaking point came one evening at a lavish charity gala filled with CEOs, influencers, and top-tier socialites. Reporters circled, snapping pictures of the city's power couples. Adele had chosen a flowing emerald green gown that she loved, convinced it flattered her new curves. She felt a small pang of nerves. Her confidence had taken a blow from Nathan's constant comments, but she still wanted to enjoy the night. She greeted acquaintances politely, engaged in small talk, and tried to hold her head high. That was when Nathan, gliding through the party with champagne in hand, approached her alongside a business partner. The partner complimented Adele's dress, calling her radiant. But Nathan, with a dismissive laugh, replied loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Radiant? She's just let herself go. Look at her figure. She should try radiating in the gym. The words struck Adele like a slap. Laughter rippled among a few onlookers. Others stared with stunned discomfort. The music seemed to pause, the air turning cold. Adele's cheeks burned. Without a word, she fled the room, tears threatening to spill. She could still hear Nathan's mocking tone echoing in her mind. Nathan's friend tried to smooth things over, patting him on the shoulder. That was harsh, man, but Nathan just shrugged, determined to preserve his own image of the unshakable businessman who spoke his mind. Adele left the gala early, hurt, humiliated, and feeling utterly alone. That night, in the silence of their penthouse, she cried. Not for the weight gain, but for the marriage she realized was breaking under the pressure of Nathan's ego. Nathan did not come home until late. When he finally arrived, he pretended nothing serious had happened. In his mind, he believed Adele's problem was that she was too sensitive. But the next morning, Adele was gone, leaving a short note. I'm leaving for now. I need to be somewhere I feel respected. I still care, but I won't stay where I'm humiliated. Nathan was momentarily shocked. He tried calling her, no response. Part of him was annoyed by her overreaction, but another part felt uneasy. He'd never meant to lose control of the marriage he considered his perfect arrangement. Yet the need to save face meant he would not chase after her. People in his circle would see it as a sign of weakness. In truth, Adele fled to a quieter part of the city, seeking refuge with her best friend, Marisol. She nursed her emotional wounds and began consulting a therapist. Slowly, she rediscovered her creative passions, designing spaces and reimagining how surroundings affect mood and self-esteem. She didn't wake up each day thinking, I have to get revenge. She was just trying to heal, but a fire was lit inside her. After that humiliating night, Adele committed to improving her life on all fronts. She started exercising, not to please Nathan or any critics, but to take care of her own well-being. Mornings turned into sessions at a small fitness studio near Marisol's home. Afternoons she spent building a small design business online, focusing on mindful interiors that encouraged self-care and acceptance. Her body changed gradually. The consistent workouts and healthier eating, now that she was free from stress binging, refined her figure. More importantly, her spirit glowed. Every month, every milestone, she saw a version of herself she'd almost forgotten. Strong, confident, brimming with ideas. Quietly, she saved money from her new design projects. She avoided public events, ignoring the tabloids whenever they asked about the missing wife of Nathan Cole. She let them speculate. Meanwhile, she formed a vision for a new interior design brand that blended well-being, creativity, and empowerment. And as she refined this vision, she dreamed of giving voice to all the women who ever felt unworthy or shamed, especially by those closest to them. While Adele thrived in her secrecy, Nathan's life started to unravel. At first, he told everyone Adele was on a long vacation or off visiting Europe with friends. The lie didn't hold for long. Rumors spread that she had left him. Nathan's personal brand, so heavily built on hosting social events as the ideal power couple, began losing its luster. Business partners grew cautious. Investors whispered about the cracks in his personal life, indicating deeper issues. Nathan tried to distract himself by pouring more time into risky investments. He used flashy events to keep the facade of success, all the while missing the quiet stability Adele had once brought to his life. The emptiness in the penthouse felt suffocating. He started sleeping in a hotel suite instead, claiming his place was under renovation. The truth was, he could not stand the silence in the rooms once filled with Adele's presence. Yet his pride was too big to admit he'd made a mistake. He never apologized publicly, never retracted the cruel remark at the gala. And with each passing week, the distance between them grew wider. People began to say Nathan was cold-hearted or arrogant. His favorable image slipped, bit by bit. Exactly 1 year after the night Adele left, an intriguing invite spread across New York's design and business circles. An exclusive gallery-style unveiling of Adele Cole's new interior line. Her maiden name was in small text at the bottom, but influential designers, art curators, and wealthy investors received it with excitement. The rumor was that her style was exceptional, warm, modern, forward-thinking. Nathan was stunned when a beautiful invitation, hand-delivered by a courier, arrived at his office. He stared at it for a solid minute, the gold letters seeming to taunt him. "You are cordially invited to the unveiling of a new era in interior wellness and design by Adele." He felt a jolt of longing. He had barely seen or heard from his wife in a year. Anger mixed with pride, overshadowed by a gnawing curiosity. He had to see for himself what she'd become. The night of Adele's grand unveiling arrived. The venue was a converted loft in a chic part of Manhattan, each corner decorated in her signature style. Airy fabrics, calming color palettes, natural elements that exuded elegance. It felt like walking into a space where everyone could breathe freely. Socialites, business moguls, and design enthusiasts alike mingled. The event was a roaring success from the first moment, with cameras flashing, journalists covering the unveiling, and compliments echoing through the loft. It was clear Adele had made an indelible mark on the industry. Nathan entered the loft, feeling more nervous than he'd ever been. He scanned the crowd, searching for her. Then he saw her across the room, speaking animatedly with a potential investor. His breath caught. Adele was radiant. She wore a sleek, tailor-made dress that highlighted her curves gracefully and proudly. Her posture was poised, confident. Her smile lit up the conversation. Her entire demeanor screamed success and self-assuredness. People near her parted, noticing Nathan's presence. A hush settled over the area. The confrontation everyone secretly wanted to see was about to happen. Adele turned to see Nathan standing before her. A flicker of emotion passed over her face, nostalgia, perhaps sadness, but she remained composed. Nathan, on the other hand, was visibly uncomfortable. The memory of publicly insulting her now weighed heavily in front of all these onlookers. He cleared his throat. "Adele, it's been a while," she nodded politely. "It has." Her calm response rattled him. He half expected her to be flustered or angry. Instead, she seemed perfectly at peace, while he felt like an intruder. Unable to bear the tension, the crowd around them gently backed away, giving them space yet straining to overhear every word. Nathan spoke quietly, shame evident in his tone. "I just wanted to say, I'm sorry," he said, swallowing hard. "I was cruel, thoughtless. I let my pride ruin what we had." Adele studied him for a moment, heartbreak from a year ago still faint in her eyes but overshadowed by the strong, self-made woman she had become. "Thank you for apologizing," she answered with measured calm. Those who overheard hung on to her every word. Nathan sighed. I was so insecure, fixated on appearances. I never should have humiliated you like that. It's haunted me for a year." Adele gave a small, sad smile. "Nathan, that night hurt deeply, but it also pushed me to rediscover who I was, to start my business, to become independent. I don't regret the journey. I only regret how painfully it started." His eyes darted around the elegant event she'd created. Everything about it proved how far she'd come. He knew his words could never fully repair what he'd done. "Would you ever consider us trying again?" he ventured, voice trembling with uncharacteristic vulnerability. A hush enveloped them, all eyes fixed on Adele. She gave a soft sigh, stepping forward. "Nathan, I've changed. I've worked so hard to be confident in myself. You and we can't just erase what happened. That betrayal runs deep." Nathan's expression wavered, heartbreak creeping into his features. But Adele wasn't finished. "If you want my trust again, you'll have to earn it. Consistently. Respect is more than words. It's how you act, day in and day out." The cameras flashed, capturing every second of this dramatic exchange. To everyone's surprise, Adele extended a hand, not in forgiveness alone, but in cautious acceptance. "I'm open to seeing if you've truly changed," she said gently. "But the moment I see that old pride and disrespect, I walk away for good." Nathan nodded, overwhelmed by relief and fresh resolve. "I understand." The tension broke. People around them buzzed, impressed by Adele's composure and generosity. Everyone witnessed the same powerful truth. She did not let bitterness define her. She had grown too strong for that. In truth, Adele's biggest revenge had already unfolded. She transformed her life, soared to success, and showed Nathan, along with everyone else, that her worth had never been tied to his shallow opinions. Standing there, she realized the best revenge was living freely and proving no one's insults could extinguish her spirit. Meanwhile, the event closed with massive success. Investors pledged partnerships. Major designers wanted collaborations. Adele became the name on everyone's lips. A new leader in interior design who spoke openly about empowerment and well-being. News outlets couldn't stop covering the inspiring story of the woman who turned heartbreak into triumph. That night, after the last guest departed and the gallery lights dimmed, Adele walked among her displays, quietly marveling at how far she had come. Nathan had stayed back to help, handing staff the last items to pack up. He appeared hesitant, but genuinely supportive, in a way she'd never seen before. She turned to him, offering a small, warm smile. "I never imagined my journey would lead here." Nathan's eyes shone with humility. "I never imagined you'd teach me how to be a better person by leaving, but here we are." They both knew the road ahead wasn't guaranteed. Trust would need rebuilding, step by step. But for the first time in their marriage, real honesty, respect, and partnership were on the table. What do you think of Adele's reaction and transformation? Would you have given Nathan another chance, or walked away altogether? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take on this dramatic story. If you found this story touching, or if it inspired you, please give it a like, share with your friends, and consider subscribing to our channel for more stories of resilience and hope. Let us know in the comments your favorite part, and don't forget to type revenge if you watched until the very end. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. We'll bring you more narratives filled with drama, redemption, and inspiring life lessons. Until next time, take care and never forget your worth.